What's going on, guys? Super here, and today I have a best class setup video for you guys using the AUG. It's a little bit different from what we usually do. However, I figured I would share this with you guys only because I think this gun is absolutely amazing. I have a couple more of these on the way, so if it goes well, I might make even more than that. But as of right now, we're going to talk about the AUG, and hopefully next time we'll dive into the P90 because these two SMGs seem to be my favorite ones in the game so far. They're both my first golden guns, and I think that they can really shred if you add the right attachments onto them and you use the gun right and use it in the right play style. And anyway, as you can see in the gameplay, I think it does really well, at least for the AUG. So to start off, we're going to be using the monolithic suppressor. This is going to take the spot for your muzzle. And really the real reason you want this, well, for me at least, is you get the sound suppression. Obviously that's going to make you quieter, make you a little more stealthy. Because it's an SMG, you're going to tend to be a little more up close and personal rather than a little bit at a distance. However, I do have some attachments that can sort of balance it out and make it almost like it's more of a hybrid between an SMG and an assault rifle. But other than that, you also need that range, which is part of that as well, is to make it more of an assault rifle type gun, even though it's an SMG. Kind of allows it to get the best of both worlds between being able to kill quickly up close as well as at a range. So I really think that attachment is important. And as you can see in the gameplay, it seems to do the trick just fine. So anyway, moving on. Next, I believe we're going to be talking about our barrel. For the case of the barrel, we're going to be using one of the attachment that makes or breaks the weapon. This is what's going to give you your damage at range, your bullet velocity, and your recoil control. So this kind of, like I said, it makes or breaks the weapon. This is going to be the attachment that turns your up-close, quick mobility and quick killing gun into a gun that can also kill at a range with the recoil control and the damage at range. It helps turn it into that assault rifle and also keeps the pace like the SMG, which, in my opinion, really makes this gun shred. So if you're gonna run any one of these attachments, if just one, run this one here. It really does the trick. I don't think there's an attachment that's as important as this one. In the video, we are going to be talking about a couple that make or break the weapon, in my opinion, or at least for what I usually run on it. However, I honestly think that this attachment here is the most important one. It's what's really going to allow you to pick people off at further distances. And especially if you're going for your gold camos, you're going to want to have something that can kill at long distances so that you can do it. Like, as you can see, I mean, this just shreds. Even though this attachment is more of an assault rifle-ish type attachment, it still does the trick. Even in this clip right here, I'm going to throw on screen. With the assault rifle attachment, it still kills close and it still kills fast. So anyway, I think it really puts the gun together and really makes it as good. And honestly, it's just an all-around, well-rounded weapon with this attachment. So I highly recommend that you guys. Moving on, we're going to go with the optics. So now, this is more of a personal preference. I typically will run the mini reflex sight on most of my weapons just because I find that you can pick out enemies better and it just sort of gives you a better visual on where you're aiming, and it's a little bit less cluttered. The iron sights on the AUG aren't terrible, however, again, I find it just makes it slightly easier to aim down sight, and it does give you a more sort of precise look at what you're aiming at and helps you kind of pick the enemies out a little bit better. At least that's in my own personal preference, so do what you guys want with that. Other than that, I would highly recommend some sort of sight. This one here is my favorite again. I just find that it's open enough, but yet it also isn't too cluttered on the top like some of the other reflex sights can be. So anyway, do you guys want? I highly recommend you use a sight like this one though. Next up, we're going to skip the stock. We don't have a stock. However, we are going to have a stippled grip tape. And this is what's going to make your SMG sort of stay an SMG. You're going to have that that ADS speed and that sort of, that quick sprint fire speed, anything like that you want your gun to sort of come up faster than your opponent is really going to give you the edge. Now, Modern Warfare has a really quick TTK, so you die really fast. Time to kill in this game is a lot more than it was in Black Ops 4. You tend to kill a lot quicker, and so getting your gun up around corners, especially on smaller size maps, sort of enhances the fact that you are running and gunning with an SMG. And holy, I find this attachment as well as the other one that we had makes or breaks the weapon. And if you run this one and you play properly and you make sure that you're ready to snap your gun up around corners a little bit faster than your opponent, high chances are you're gonna get the kill. And again, in the gameplay, you can kind of see that. Like, I bring the gun up nice and quick. It allows me to have sort of an advantage on my opponent. And again, because the TDK is so fast in this game, it gives you that advantage that you pretty much will need on this gun. It really does the trick when paired with the right attachments. So for the fifth and final attachment, I'm actually running under ammunition. It is the 5.56 NATO 30 round mag. This attachment right here is going to give you damage and range for the negative of having a little bit of aiming recoil control taken away from you, which is not too dramatic considering you're now getting a stronger gun and you're getting a lot more range. Again, it's more assault rifle-y, but it also kills up close. This is probably the second or even the first most important attachment that you guys need to add. Like I said, it's under ammunition. It is the second one there. It is incredibly important. You guys need to pretty much run this. Like I said, it's the 5.56 NATO 30 round mag, and that's what gives you your damage and your range. And compared with everything else, this makes the gun almost like a god gun, and it's what helps the gun kill so fast. We're gonna get into perks a little bit as well. So for my my first perk, I'm running Cold Blooded. Now, Cold Blooded is going to be the sort of perk that helps keep you hidden from score streaks. Now, enemies are constantly calling in, and not only just VTOLs, but top gunners as well. And what Cold Blooded does is it just kind of keeps you off the radar and helps keep you hidden so that you can stay alive and you're still able to capture flags. Now, I find in a top gunner it's really hard to pick up people with Cold Blooded because first of all, you're not going to know if you're shooting at a teammate or an enemy, and it just, I mean, you're more focused on the red triangles, and so basically you don't really notice people with Cold Blooded, and I find that Cold Blooded just works perfectly and really much keeps you alive, especially if the enemy team happens to call in score streaks on you. I just find it helps a great ton. Next up, I have Ghost. Ghost is going to keep you off the radar at all times, no matter what. Probably my most favorite perk in any Call of Duty. I always use it. Gives you the advantage, keeps you off the radar, keeps you hidden. And then I run Tune It Up just so I can earn my Dead Silence and my stopping power rounds a little bit faster in game. I believe it's 33% faster, which makes an incredible difference and helps give you the edge that way. So I really do like that. For my lethal, I am running a Claymore just because Claymores can be used in a defensive way or also in a run and gun way, and I also have the Stim. Now the Stim I just started using recently and I love it. I don't enjoy using flashbangs or stun grenades, however I will love to heal myself when I get in a gunfight where I almost die, again because the TTK in this game is so quick. You want something like Stim to sort of get you back on your feet, run around the corner, and come back in running and gunning and take out your guy, especially if you had a couple hits in him already and you guys share bullets. At least this way you get the advantage when you can heal yourself. Not to mention you can actually heal yourself and shoot at the same time, which again is really useful and makes a big difference. So yeah, other than that, I gave you my perks, the gun, the attachments, as well as my field upgrades, Dead Silence and stopping power rounds. I think I mentioned that. And anyway, it works really well. I hope you guys try this out. It's one of my favorite guns in the game, probably my second. Next to the 90. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a ton of fun. I hope you guys tried the gun. And yeah. Peace out.